Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a big announcement. So I don't know if I can ever get out of this feeling of being in some sort of debt. I thought it would be fitting to film in my car since a lot of these financially secure episodes have been from my car or from the floor of my bedroom, but I don't know, something about filming in my car made sense. It's raining, so if you hear stuff, sorry, whatever. Just to give you guys a little update on my debt, this is going to be my 12th episode of my Financially Secure series, which I started back in April of 2023. And if you're new here, I'm Dajana, registered dental hygienist, YouTuber, making videos, kind of showing you behind the scenes of my life and taking you on the journey of paying off my $70,000 of debt. If you want to see more of those videos, you can go ahead and watch that playlist, and welcome to the ride. Paying off this debt has definitely felt like forever, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to, I guess, other people, if I'm comparing to myself, it's been a lot quicker than I thought it was going to actually take. So I'm very proud of myself. But my big announcement is I have paid off my line of credit in about 10 months. It's kind of hard to show my excitement because I am kind of in disbelief, and to be honest, nothing has changed since I paid it off. It's not like I feel any different. I do feel a little different. Okay, I will admit that. I feel a tiny bit different, but I still have more to go. And to be honest, I feel like when I even pay off my debt completely, I'm going to be having a condo and a mortgage, so it won't really be fully debt free. So I don't know if I can ever get out of this feeling of being in some sort of debt. But regardless, I've been mainly focusing on paying off my consumer debt because that debt has been a direct consequence to my spending habits and decisions, and getting myself to clean up my mess has helped me grow as a person, made me learn my lessons. For example, I'm sitting in my car outside of a Starbucks, and I've figured out through this journey of trying to save money to pay off this debt that I actually prefer making my own coffee. I don't necessarily like the taste of the Starbucks one, and all my coffee is just a protein shake mixed in with whatever Keurig pod my dad buys. Because I'm not a coffee snob, but I genuinely prefer drinking my own coffee, which saves me a lot of money. I really wanted to get a banana bread. That's just what I always did, was get a banana bread, sit in my car and eat it, and it would take me all day to eat that banana bread. A little bit here and there, but I looked at my little gift card that someone had given me, and I only had $1 left, and it wasn't enough to buy that banana bread. And so I was like, you know what? I don't need the banana bread to sit here and film. I can just sit here and film. Will it stop me from buying a banana bread in the future? Absolutely not, but I saved some money this time. I ended up putting a little hack on my Instagram stories where I found that the banana bread from Walmart tastes exactly the same, and for 8 slices, although they are thinner, I will admit that, for 8 slices it's I think pretty much the same cost as 1 slice from Starbucks. I also don't routinely buy banana bread, going on a tangent here. I have been buying my own little banana loaves from the grocery store and cutting them up in slices, and then that's been my little treat every day. Could I take it a step further and make my own banana bread? Sure. But that's just too much for me. That's not gonna happen, at least anytime soon. To get into exactly how much I have paid off, just gonna recap quickly. If you want to watch my other videos where I go into more detail, you can. But for the sake of the video, so you guys can understand just how much I've paid off in 10 months, I started with $70,530.91. My student loan was at $47,184.87. My consumer debt, line of credit, credit card, I'll be interchangeably using those words because go watch the videos on what I did. Anyway, that was $22,346.04. And then my family, I owed $1,000 at the time. These numbers are kind of what I started this Financially Secure series at, but I had actually been paying off more previously. So my student loan debt was higher. I had been paying a lot more monthly think it was closer to 49,000, something like that. And then of course my line of credit consumer debt was a bit higher, and I had already been paying it down a bit by the time I started the series. Just to make it easier for me, I started tracking it more diligently around April. All in all, when I combine the total of how much I've paid off, it comes to $26,180.54 has been paid off in 10 months. Absolutely crazy when I write it down like that, read it out loud and say it out loud. I just never thought that I could do something like that I had it in me to buckle down and pay it off. That I even had the patience to do that is a lot. It says something. So I went back through my statements and just calculated how much interest I paid. I was expecting it to be a lot higher, and I'm glad it's not. But after calculating, I paid $1,653.94 of just interest. So that brought my total, funnily enough, in terms of how much in total, like dollar for dollar, I've spent paying off my consumer debt to $24,000.03. So in my last video, I quickly discussed or mentioned what I should do in terms of paying off my debt. Should I wait another month just to give myself a little bit more of a cushion, because I hadn't worked as much in January, so my income was lower. There were snow days, paycheck wasn't as high as it normally is, and I was a little anxious to pay off the final like $3,800 that I had left on my line of credit, because I would have had to dip into my emergency fund to do that. And I decided to go ahead and just do that. So all my funds are depleted and I feel like I'm kind of back to square one. I have obviously like $2,500 in my emergency fund, but that's like not enough for me. That covers about like a month and a bit of expenses, and ideally I would like to have around 3 to 4 months of expenses covered. In the perfect world, I wouldn't have to ever work again. I could just have enough money. But I have switched things around. I'm now also actively saving towards my down payment on a condo. I haven't been pre-approved for anything just yet. I'm looking at a certain number. Once I get all those numbers in, I'll make a video about it potentially. I want to share stuff, but I also need to be mindful of what I'm sharing and making sure I'm not gonna like screw myself over in the future. So I'll see what I can share with you guys. So I'm actively saving for my down payment on my condo, while also trying to replenish my emergency fund at the same time. If I had absolutely zero money in my emergency fund, obviously I would be dumping a bit more into my emergency fund. I wouldn't even like bother saving for the down payment. My plan going forward is to dump monthly what I was putting towards my line of credit into the down payment and kind of split it with a little bit of my emergency fund for the next 10 months. So in 10 months, I want to be in the process of buying a place. That is my goal. Of course, if touch black, if things go bad, I'm not able to work, I will obviously delay buying my condo and have to dip into that money. So that money that I put into my down payment category will also act as an emergency fund if need be. But yeah, I will be distributing my funds depending on what I need without trying to touch that down payment. That's going to be like last resort. And if you guys don't know, I use You Need a Budget to kind of track and plan everything. I've done multiple videos on that before, so you guys can take a look at that, see if that interests you. It is a bit of a learning curve to it, but once you get the hang of it, honestly, like that is like the number one thing that has kept me accountable to paying off this monstrosity of a debt. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have that, because it just helped me focus on what I needed to focus. My biggest tip, if you're new to it, definitely utilize that free trial that they offer and keep it simple. Don't try and add too many categories. Don't try and add too many goals at once. Keep it simple until you know how to transfer money, put income in, how to get those basics down, and then you can change your categories and budget around. I've kept it simple for pretty much 2023, and as I've gotten used to it, I've started adding goals to it. I have figured out that I don't like having goals set on there when I can't actively save for them, because it just does something to my brain when I see zero in there. So I do have a few goals in there, but I plan to just kind of hide them for now until I'm ready to actively fund them. It just gets me more motivated when I see all green categories and there's money in my savings and goals categories. I feel like I have sacrificed a lot. Could I have sacrificed more? Yes. Would I have been happy? Absolutely not. I feel like I found a good balance between paying off my debt and feeling okay with, having to pay that interest. I found ways to lower my interest for sure, so I wasn't paying as high as I was before on my credit card. I feel like if I had really stripped everything down to my bare bones just so that I could keep dumping money into that line of credit and pay it off faster, I think mentally it wouldn't have been a good thing for me. I needed my little things to keep me going, to make me happy. Otherwise, I would have just burnt out, gotten upset, and then blown a bunch of money that I didn't want to spend on something that I didn't need. So I found a good balance of feeling like I was getting to use the money that I work for to make me feel good, or to just live life and not be so completely negative in a way, people ask me to do stuff and just always never having to always constantly be like, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. Did I turn down trips and buying all this stuff to make paying off my line of credit faster? Yes, for sure. There's stuff that I wanted to do badly, but because I had these little things like my hair extensions at the time and getting my nails and lashes done every so often, it was able to, keep me going. Near the end of last year, I definitely put the brakes on spending as much. So changed up my hair routine so that I didn't have to get it done as often. So that saved me some money. Stopped getting my nails done, so that saved me some money, and I stopped getting my eyelashes done, my lash lift done, so that saved me some money. Now, because it's crunch time and I have this laser focus on, I really want to buy a place, I need to get out. And then if you watch my little rant in my last video, you can see why I'm kind of feeling defeated. Anyway, I took out my hair extensions to save me money. Do I like my hair without them? No, I'm not. I'm getting used to it, and it makes me a little sad just not having that hair, that thick hair. Is it the end of the world? No, but it was just a little thing that made me feel better when I didn't put makeup on or have my lashes or my nails done. At least my hair felt put together and I didn't have to do too much effort to it. It just always kind of looked nice no matter what I did to it. So now I feel like I'm spending a lot more time trying to style my hair to make it look decent. And I also impulsively cut my bangs, did them myself. And I like one side more than I like the other. I don't know exactly how much money I'll be saving. I'll let you know at the end of the year when I do my yearly review, when I'm comparing it to the year before on how much I spent on hair versus this upcoming year. I'm still gonna obviously get my hair done, but it won't be as often as it was before. And I'm just trying to find other little things to keep me going, keep me focused, that aren't as expensive, because I want my own place, I think, more than I wanted to pay off my line of credit. That motivation, I'm more determined than ever to buy my own and not be house poor. Realize that I cannot continue working absolutely full time all the time. I have reduced my hours at work, so instead of it being 5 days and then 6 days, it's 4 days and then 5 days, with some weeks being 5 days and 6 days, and me picking up temping shifts. I feel like that's just better mentally for me. I do want to focus a lot more on YouTube. Ideally, at the moment, I would like to make enough money from YouTube to be the equivalent of that extra day that I'm taking off of work. I haven't really sat down and calculated exactly how much, but yeah, I would like it to cover those costs and more, obviously. But at the moment, physically and mentally, I just can't do too many days anymore. And that is also why I stopped doing my hair as much, getting my hair extensions out, because I'm sacrificing more stuff to be able to be mentally healthy and physically healthy, because it is a big like physical toll doing hygiene, and a lot of people don't realize that. And I got into this career at an older age. I still obviously recommend it. It's just I unfortunately have had car accidents and neck issues for a while, so that hasn't helped my situation. But that is what I will be doing to make ends meet and be able to put the same amount of money in my down payment fund, just like how I was able to put that money towards my line of credit. It's been a journey. I definitely have more to go, but as I've mentioned in other videos, the student loans, because they're at 0% interest at the moment, I personally feel like my money is worth putting it elsewhere to make me money instead of trying to dump all the money into the student loans. So yeah, as of right now, I have the lowest possible payment available to me to pay off that amount. It will get paid off, but I'm not stressing about it. If for some reason I need to start paying interest on it in the future, then I will change my tune, and hopefully I will have had enough in the bank that I can just pay it off right away. I've honestly had student loans before in my life, and it just like never really bothered me as much as the line of credit, because the student loan helped me get through school to make a bunch of money to pay off my line of credit. I've also started using Wealth Simple. If you're Canadian, I use that for my stocks and investing stuff. I've been using their cashback program to make some money back when I make purchases at like grocery stores and gas stations and stuff like that. So I'll be implementing that in my budget updates, income updates, when I'm telling you how much money I made. I do also plan to look at other credit cards that provide better cashback options. I just want to get this mortgage thing settled first before I start doing things that ding my credit score, because I'm gonna need it as high as possible to get a better mortgage rate. That's been my wild ride. Thank you everyone who has been with me on this long journey. I'm gonna obviously still continue talking about my finances and giving you updates over time about my debt. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Thanks again, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.